Well, hello, Gators. Wanted to take a minute here to talk about Otus and some cool things that we discovered during our data days. So, thank you, fourth grade, for being patient with us and helping us discover these things. I think that they can be really powerful if our technology cooperates appropriately. So, let's go ahead and jump into Otus, and I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. Now, again, remember my screen might look a little different than yours, but down the left side, if we go down to assessments, I'm going to go ahead and go into our assessments. And remember, an assessment can be your quiz, your assignment, your test, whatever. And I am going to create a new assessment, and I'm going to go advance. I'm just going to name this, let's say, Sherman Otus test. Your assessment type can be anything on here. So I'm just going to go quiz. Don't forget to hit your grading scale as the K8 and next. Now, the next thing on here, it's going to bring up our bank of questions. So on here, I'm going to show you a couple of different things. First off, if you click right here where it says My Items, if you were to go down to Navigate, then this is where you're able to find all of the vetted questions from other teachers across the U.S., testing companies, and things, other places. But we can go ahead and select a subject. Let's go ahead and just do math. We can even do them in English and Spanish, which is awesome. I'm going to go English, skill and concept because I want a DOK 2, and I'm going to search by standard. Now, within here, we just want to make sure that it's under the Common Core. You could select your state standards. I'm just going to leave it at Common Core so I can get the most questions possible. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. I'm going to go into Math. And let's go ahead and look at a third grade question. And let's go in NBT and using place value. So I can go ahead and click on there. And let's go with fluently add and subtract within 100. And then I'm going to click done. What this will do is it'll bring up all of the questions that they have available to us. And if you see, just in this one, we have over 50 questions here that we could access. And if we go into one, you can look at what it's going to look like. So here's the preview, and it just shows it like that. We can even preview it again, so it can show what it would look like for the student. We can click on if we click back, go back to a different one, and then we can just add it to our test. So that's when I already added that one to the test, but I'm going to go ahead and go back because here's one question here, but I want to add my own question. So under this item bank, I'm going to go back to Navigate. I'm going to go to My Items. I'm going to scroll down, and we could search here if we wanted to, but we don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that, and I'm going to create a question. Now, because I did the advanced question type, or not the question type, but the advanced test type or assignment type, assessment type, whatever Otus calls it, it allows me to have a lot more options than the basic ones. So because I did advanced, we have these options. So I'm going to go ahead and go into create, and I'm going to add new. Now down here, we have the question types. So we can search through here. Now here's the more advanced math things. If you really wanted to get into those, you could, but probably not appropriate for an elementary school. But if I go to miscellaneous, here's a fraction addition kind of question. So this would be good for 4th, 5th grade. Number line inequalities, not so much in our standards, but a number line point. So challenge students to plot a point on the number line correctly is right in here. Within multiple choice, we have a bunch of different versions of multiple choice questions, and I'm sure you've seen these. We can even fill in the blanks to where you can have an image, like this one right here. We can have an image, and I'll zoom in, and it doesn't really go in too far, but where you can label things on a map, which is kind of cool. You can even label drag and drop where they're going to move and drop their items, close texts. You can classify, match, and order. I mean, there is a ton of different question types on here. And this was the part of Otus when when we were going this way, when I was part of the committee to decide on what LMS or gradebook we're going to, this was the part that was really exciting to me. It was the assessment types. But some of the other ones that are really interesting to us was the highlight and drawing. And fifth grade helped us with this as well. But you can actually go in and put in text on your question, and then they can highlight the different things that you want to have them do. So if you edit the template, this is where you would paste in your text. So here's your question. It could be select the word that means the same as bottle. And then here's your template. And then your correct answer, you would actually go in to select the word. Now this is set for sentences, but you can change that from a sentence to paragraph, and if I apply it, it does that, or just the simple word. So I wanted the word, and then I can go down here and then select the one word. Now, if there are more than one correct answer, they could add another one here, so there's an alternative, and select another word. Again, the same thing, we can do one more, and let's say it's this one. Now, under more options, there are some other things in here that are really cool. So you can change the minimum score if attempted. You can change your font size, your max selection. You can even add distractors in here, which is kind of fun. So there's multiple different things in here that are good for us as we're creating these assignment or assessments. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back because I'm not going to use that question. And there's a couple other cool, really cool types. And let me go back in here, advanced, Otus example. And again, I'm just going to collect these or select them to K8, go down to my items. I'm going to create, add new. And we do have some other ones in here. So we can have them write and record. So there is an audio recorder built in. There is on the highlight and drawing is on an image. The user can draw on an image to highlight points of interest. So if you're doing a select all the words on this picture that begin with B, or select all the items that begin with B. So, I mean, there's a lot of different types of questions here. You can look through the rest. If I go down to other, there even has one where they can upload a file. So if you have a student create a graphic in Adobe Spark, you can put that on the assessment and have them upload it right there. You can throw in an image annotation upload. The rating scale, the gridded for place values where this would be outstanding for. So there's a lot of different question types. Now, the last thing that I want to show you here in the last couple of minutes, I know this is kind of long, but if I go into a question, so I'm going to go multiple choice, I'm just going to click standard. Where I go to compose the question, if I click in, then I get my toolbar. The standard toolbar applies. But there are some other things that we just found out. You can insert an image for your question. You can insert a table. You can insert even a simple feature. So if I click in this simple feature, this will then allow me to insert a video. The video could be from YouTube. Audio, you could record your audio and talk and it'll play it through. Now on this one right here, I do want to warn you, there have been some glitches and issues, but I was able to get this to work today. However, in order to get this to work properly, I needed to do Otus in Safari. And then I made sure on the iPad, I used both my personal one and my district one so I can see if it's going to work on a student iPad. And I made sure that the app was updated. I signed out, signed in. And then when I went back to replay this as a preview, it did work. So you might want to test that out though with the students first and have a backup plan just in case. But you can record audio. You can put your calculator in there. You can put all protractor, ruler, line reader. So you can add those on there, which is cool. But the last one that I wanted to share, if I keep going to the right, we have the source. So this right here, if you create a video on Flipgrid, using Flipgrid Shorts or you're using Adobe Spark Video, you can actually export that and get the embed code, and you can copy and paste the embed code in here, and then it will insert the video right there for you. But that is really it. That's all I wanted to show you guys today. Hopefully this will work the way that it's supposed to. We're learning more and more about Otus and how it's supposed to work and what actually is working and what is not. So please be patient with the process as we go, but it's turning out to be a really powerful assessment tool. And if you insert your standards in there and set it up correctly, it'll grade it for you and you're done. So it's kind of awesome. But anyway, if you need help, you know where to find me down here in the swamp. Shoot me a text or an email as well, and I will help you the best that I can. But until next time, thanks. And remember, it's great to be a gator.